Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Super excited to show you our first furniture project from wood that we milled here from our own property. This is all from that ash tree that I milled last year. It all had plenty of time to dry. We cut some of those slabs into smaller pieces that were good, that didn't have the splits and cracks in them. We got those planed down. We got just all the different pieces we could from that tree turned into whatever we could, and well, now we've got our first project done. This is a twin size bed for my oldest son. We just want to show you guys this thing, how it turned out. So starting here with the footboard, these are 3x3s and these are 2x6s. And that's all I connected here. Is I connected these three together. And I did go ahead and connect them to the rails on the side. These are 2x6s. And I went ahead and did that just because I hadn't pre-drilled in order to get bolts in here. So this is one big frame, except the headboard. So the headboard down here can be disassembled from these carriage bolts that connect the rail to the headboard. So I've got those in here. And the rail consists of a 2x6, and this is about a 2x2 or so. And I went ahead and connected this one slat across the bottom. These are just 2x4s. So I've got these 2x4s on the bottom. I may end up needing to add a little bit more because we don't want to use a box spring. We were hoping to just use slats. But these aren't attached, so I can take them out anytime we move the bed. It'll be a little bit lighter that way. But just attached this other so it holds that shape. Since once you would disconnect from the headboard, these would be able to sway in and out. So this kind of helps hold that shape. This was the last piece that I connected in, and that was after I put in these carriage bolts holding up the headboard. So as you can see, we've just got that 2x2 rail on the bottom, and it screws into those 2x6s on the side. Did a lot of work sanding on these 2x6s here, getting it nice and smooth and rounded corners so that way it wouldn't be too sharp. Kids wouldn't get hurt getting in and off of the bed. And then I really hate footboards. The one that we have on our bed comes up pretty high, and every time you go around the corner, you end up bumping it, or at least I do. So I really don't like having big footboards. So the mattress comes up above where the footboard is, and just wanted to keep it nice and simple. So I kept it nice and even down here. This doesn't even come up any higher than these others. So that was kind of difficult trying to get that flush, but I think it did really turn out the way I wanted it to. And then finally we have the headboard. So the headboard is made of two of these 3x3s. We've got two 2x6s there and there, and another one here on the top that makes the top plate. So we did end up using some epoxy. Got to try our hand at that a little bit, especially to fill in the void here. Some nice bark inclusion. Thought it turned out really good, especially for our first attempt. Definitely some bubbliness to it. We didn't add any color because on the back we do have the other boards, so that kind of keeps it from being see-through all the way. But I think it turned out really well. It's very, very beautiful. So these slats are 1x4s. So those, they actually turned out quite well. They were a lot more structurally sound than I thought they were going to be from where they came on that ash tree. And on the back, you can see I did go ahead and fill in the extra spots here. I didn't use any sort of gluing or grooving method here. I just made a bunch of little chunks, put them between, that way we wouldn't have any shifting of this. Probably a bit overkill, but I really like how it turned out. These are definitely snug in here, and it's gonna hold together very well for a long time. We decided not to use any sort of stain. We just used a polyacrylic, which kind of just brings out the color as if the wood was wet, and I think it turned out absolutely gorgeous. So very excited to finally have this thing done. I spent days, if not weeks, on this, just getting all these pieces and parts down to good sizes and making sure the pieces I was using were straight enough to make this. And I think it really turned out well. And now it's time to get it up into his room and go ahead and let him finally sleep on it. Well, I'm really happy with how this thing turned out. If you guys want to see more of what we're doing here around the property, be sure and check out this video next. Thanks for watching.